Hi YouTube. My name is Dylan. I'm a CMO at a YC startup this summer, and I have to say I feel like an imposter right now. When you go into, I'd say, a new environment, you either overcome the pressure that comes to that environment, or you kind of feel defeated. And I think for the first time in my life yesterday, I kind of felt very defeated when I realized the bar it took to succeed in this environment. What I realized was, even though I did quite successfully in other industries, I'd say, for e-com and marketing, I struggle a lot when it comes to uh, finding the motivation to really understand what exactly is the main task I'm supposed to be focusing on any given day. Like, if you go to SFN, like everyone here is doing amazing things. Everyone around you is either building an aero defense system or they're doing something that always amazes you in the most unbelievable possible way. And sometimes you just feel like, what exactly am I doing with my life? But when it comes to our startup personally, it's called opentrade.life, and pretty much we're Tinder for investing. And this, for some reason, I just feel like there's this pressure that I need to perform beyond what I'm asked of, which is when it comes to Tinder for investing, I think of it as more of a heavy leaning towards consumer marketing side of things. So each day I'm thinking about what exactly is the one channel and one angle that might drive up a vertical for us to move on to the next vertical and the next vertical. And yesterday I just felt so defeated because I had an argument with the co-founders, of course, and I realized that I kind of got sidetracked from actually the main objective of the product. And it's that when it comes to investing, the main issue has always been how much information does a user need to do to make a decision. And what we realized is that Gen X usually spends around 10 minutes per investment, while Gen Z today spends around 2 minutes and 30 seconds to 30 seconds per investment. And with this new changing type of generation, it means that the number of trades an average person makes is also getting shorter and shorter. And that is why we thought of Tinder for investing, because it comes at this angle where there's this generation of Gen Alpha 6, 7, they're moving towards that angle of eventually becoming more trust social first of the social media platforms they exist on. Uh, I remember my mom's generation, they're always telling me to be skeptical of information you read online, skeptical of the people that you meet online. But our generation is becoming so digitally native that with AI and stuff, we're delegating so much of our thinking to AI in the first place. I delegate all of my coding now to AI. I delegate some of my marketing. It does not get the taste down, but it is able to edit. It is able to make workflows of, let's say, AI UGC formats. But still, I don't feel like I belong here. I was literally crying yesterday because I felt like of all the things that I could have been doing, I feel like I am not doing right now. I told that we would be at 1,000 users by now within a week, but uh, I realized that I myself am not doing the right things. It's for the first part of it. So a bit of perspective is that originally we thought about what exactly is the best marketing channel for Tinder for investing, and you can kind of think really very clearly now. It's TikTok and Instagram, right? But our YC partner was always asking what other unique channels exist for this idea. Like, there's obviously Reddit. There might be the normal names you might think of, like TikTok, Instagram, Reddit, X. But when it comes to Kalshi Polymarket, it's a 0 to 1 idea of creating a new industry itself. What we are doing is taking a 1 to 2 idea. Like, we're not trying to create a new idea, a market here, but we are bridging the gap when it comes to education and learning. And that is that we want to make investing fun again, but I don't think that I'm being able to actually properly represent the idea. I think that one of the major questions I've always asked myself is how much information do you need to trust a trade? You are going to trust your friend if they tell you that their friend made a bunch of money off of this trade. But when you ask, let's say, your AI pal OpenClaw to give you research on the market, you're still going to be a bit skeptical. And that really is just because there's this trust barrier that we have for things in general. We value things in general in life, and for me, I value God. I would say that every day, if I don't read the Bible, I feel like I get closer to temptation, and I lose my ability to feel like I belong on this earth. Because throughout my life, I've always been moving town to town. I never really stayed in one part of a country for more than a year. My mom was a breadwinner, so we always moved back from the USA to Taiwan to different parts. And I realized that I've never been able to truly develop human social connections. And it's always bothered me to so much that I've always just tried to isolate myself by working harder, grinding more, and just trying to achieve these monetary goals that it wasn't until like last year that I realized that it didn't matter. Like, personally for me, my goal is that I can be able to have the freedom to do the things I want to do. And for me to do that, I have to retire my parents. I have to make sure that I can feed myself first. And thirdly, I want to be someone that doesn't just ignore people. Like, I think it's very easy for us when we're young to feel like we can't do anything on this earth, but there's plenty of things you can do. So yeah, it's crazy how this Yap session went from talking about Tinder for investing to about like life philosophies in general that I have. But thank you, YouTube, for allowing me to talk about them today. So a bit more context about what it's kind of like 75 days till demo day is that we actually only have 48 days till demo day because we have to impress our partner Diana. And the only way to impress her is by showing that our idea isn't just a half-baked idea that was literally made up because what happened is that we focus on proactive AI first. So Hey Clicky Farza is doing what proactive AI that we were trying to do first, which is the idea that you can control your Mac autonomously from just your voice. And the reason why proactive AI is so fun is because if you're able to make proactive AI for one industry or subsection, then that level of intelligence is able to carry into all the other industries. So that's why we thought of, well, what if we can just go into finance and investing? We thought about hedge funds, and then we realized very quickly within a week that you can't use Codex and Claude to make alpha, and alpha is just edge, and then edge is like insider information pretty much at that point where you have the ability to, let's say, in a single day, you're able to create an algorithm, which is code, to detect when most likely there will be an uptick in the stock. And this all started just because my co-founder did $1.4 million in options trading in the past 5 months. But when it comes to consumer investing, I feel like the hardest part about consumer investing is that consumers are fickle, but more importantly, when you don't have enough users, you either look for a trust signal, like in crypto. So there's this company called FOMO.family. They literally reached out to the entire upper echelon of crypto networks of like 140 plus crypto angel investors, and they're able to take that trustworthy and credibility of those angel investors and scale by making investing as easy as possible for the common consumer. But for open trade specifically, it's the idea that you get to see the why behind every trade. And currently the way we do it is that let's say you take a swarm of agents and they have different data sets and access to information that common consumers wouldn't have. We will literally take all those data points, put it into a card that you can literally swipe right on, left or right on within 60 seconds. And once you swipe right on it, you can literally keep track to up to date on a daily basis of how well your stock is performing. And all in all, in my opinion, I feel like this is a great vision. The main thing is the execution of things, because in this world that we live in, ideas are cheap. Execution is the hard part. So that's definitely going to come down to me. And I realized that I shouldn't be worried so much about what other people think. Like, for the longest time, I felt like I needed to validate my existence on this earth, or I needed to be someone before I could date a girl, be someone so that I could be happy with who I am. And while I do agree that you shouldn't brain rot this summer, because this summer is beautiful, like there is no reason to do that. I am saying that life is too short to measure yourself to what other people's standards are. And that's why the final battle is always just going to be you. And as long as you're able to understand that you have that one thing that you can anchor your reality to, then you'll be fine. So, yeah, I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you for talking to me, and we have a lovely Saturday evening. Take care, guys.